one of Trump's stop the steal impeachment lawyers just couldn't help himself. He decided that the only steal that he was going to stop is, well, not himself. In fact, there's some video here that followed the end of the second impeachment trial of the president. And here you're going to see Trump lawyer Michael Van der Veen stealing. Take a look. Obviously, there's no sound to it, but you can see he's just reaching. He's just like, okay, I'm just going to take these. You know, a little bit of a souvenir here. Those are, of course, congressional coasters. Look, this is from the Washington Post, okay? They reported that when it was over, there were no handshakes or any apparent interaction between the two panels of lawyers. Van der Veen did return to the lectern, where he appeared to pocket Senate-branded coasters. So, just emblazoned with the seal of the Senate, and he's like, ooh, I need to take me one of those. I don't have that at home. By the way, those I would assume that they're not free. I would assume that they're not collectibles that you can take home and put on your coffee table or wherever you consume your hot beverages. All right. I don't know. I don't think that there's a set to collect. And I wouldn't be surprised, though, to see them pop up later on like eBay or something like, oh, hey, check out these coasters I got. Yeah, here, $99, $99.99. And you can have one from this historic day, the impeachment of Donald Trump. This is amazing. It is sort of ironic, though, that somebody here was a champion of the big lie, right? You know, the lie that alleged the theft of an entire election, you know, democracy and all that. Doesn't mind a little bit of theft here and there. I mean, if it's from us, from the taxpayers, so it doesn't matter. I mean, after all, it's government property, right? Who cares? It's the same man who's a member of a group of lawyers that defended Donald Trump even after he incited a mob to go and smash said government property. But hey, if you're a Republican, you can get away with all of that. After all, of course, only 7 Republicans voted to convict Donald Trump. Interestingly enough, this was the most bipartisan impeachment ever, where you had 53 senators vote to convict. But I'm sorry, 57. 57 versus 43 senators who did not, I know, basic math fail, right? 43 did not. And so, well, you know, it didn't hit that 2/3 majority threshold. And so Donald Trump continues to walk free. Yeah. I mean, come on. So, look, there's some more interesting stuff about Van der Veen, okay? So he apparently filed a lawsuit against then-President Donald Trump, accusing him of making repeated claims that mail-in voting is rife with fraud, right? Despite, of course, having no evidence to support it. So Van der Veen's like, man, you really should stop lying about this election thing. There was no election fraud. Joe Biden did not steal the election, but then suddenly Donald Trump was kind of hard up for lawyers. And so here comes Michael Van der Veen. He's like, hey, I need some money. Yeah, you know, what's funny is that Donald Trump doesn't pay his lawyers, so I'm guessing that him stealing these things is probably so, you know, because Donald Trump probably won't pay him anyway, so he's got to get something out of it, right? So now there was a 78-page defense brief filed on Monday where the lawyers argued that Trump was entitled to express his belief that voting irregularities attributed to legal changes to election laws, and that had, of course, tainted the election. Now, they weren't even making an argument about fraud. I thought the entire Trump defense is voter fraud. Well, it turns out the lawyers wouldn't do that because, well, you would get in trouble for lying to a judge. So that said, the fraud, this was about Trump's impeachment, or I'm sorry, incitement of a riot. Well, fraud is what was used to incite these people. he talked about massive voter fraud, Biden stealing the election through voting machines that were, created by the ghost of Hugo Chavez, Venezuela, Iran, whatever, right? Insert boogeyman here. And somehow that attributed to Biden winning the election over Donald Trump, or quote unquote stealing the election. And so there's that. Again, Rudy talked about that, the voting machines. A lot of Trump related officials talked about this. And guess what? They're being sued by the creators of the voting machines, Smartmatic and Dominion Voting Systems. So those are two companies that are launching gigantic lawsuits against anybody who's trying to talk about this whole voter fraud thing. Again, they allege massive voter and election fraud without with zero evidence, of course. And the lawyers in the impeachment trial were not able to make that claim because, again, there was no evidence and you can't actually lie in court. This entire stop the steal thing, total hypocrisy, of course. In reality, we know that Donald Trump tried and failed to steal an election by whipping up his fans into a frenzy over months of lies, culminating in a deadly insurrection attempt, to which he just got, with the help of these lawyers and 43 Republican senators, off scot-free, completely. And that's it. Yeah. If you don't think that this is going to have repercussions, you're not paying attention. Because it absolutely will. And we're going to have to see what happens, what those repercussions will be going forward. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.